Welcome back to UCLA Football TV, hosted by West739. In the last video, we talked about something a lot of fans don't want to hear, the trenches, the depth, and how things really get once you get past the starters. And a lot of you asked the same question in the comments. Why? Why didn't UCLA just fix this in the portal? I think they did. I think they brought in some really big bodies. But at the same time, even though they brought in 44 transfers from the transfer portal, you're not going to fix this overnight. You're going to have to bring in some really decent freshmen. And I want to be clear, this isn't about effort. It's not about scouting. It's not about coaches being asleep at the wheel, because they're not. We know that they're out there being active. I'm going to tell you guys what it's about. This is the part where I really think it needs to sink in, and you guys really need to understand that this is a business. This is not college football from 10 years ago. This is what it's about. It's about money. Because when you follow the NIL trail, the roster starts making a lot more sense. Today, we're not blaming players. We're not blaming coaches. We're exposing the philosophy. Did UCLA pay for flash, or did they pay for foundation? Because the depth chart tells a story the press conference don't. Here's the reality of college football right now. You want a wide receiver from the portal. Expensive, but there's supply. Look at our wide receiver room. We brought in some dogs. The issue is it's more wide receiver than defensive tackles, than defensive linemen, than offensive tackles. You want a quarterback, very expensive, but programs will pay. But if you want a Big Ten ready offensive lineman, 300 plus pounds, experience and durability, that right there, family, that's one of the most expensive assets in the sport. So when UCLA went shopping this offseason, they had a decision to make. Limited money, big needs. As much as we talk about NIL at UCLA, it still can be better. It can be better. Of course it can be better. So do you spend that money locking down depth in the trenches, or do you go get the guys that pop on screen to sell the ticket and get fans excited? When you look at the roster, the answer is pretty clear. At this point in time, we wasn't able to afford the trenches. So we went out there and grabbed the best we can get for the NIL that we actually had. So guess what else we did? We leaned into the highlight reel. Let's talk about where the money clearly went. Look at the quarterback room. Nico deserved every penny. Let's just keep it real there. He deserved every penny. He is a 5-star quarterback. He was, when he was recruited, a 5-star quarterback. Look at the wide receivers. Look at the skill positions. Talent, absolutely. You guys see it. I see it. Big Ten ready talent, absolutely. Do you like the addition so far? Do you feel like we put the NIL money in the right direction at the moment? Do you feel like Bob Chesney did what he was supposed to do with the NIL budget dollars? If you didn't watch the video I did yesterday, make sure you head back over there and watch it, because these two videos are connected, as well as the video that I'm going to be dropping tomorrow. But here's the part fans don't want to admit. Every dollar spent there is a dollar not spent on a good backup guard. A swing tackle. The philosophy feels like this. If we have explosive playmakers, we can cover up our problems up front. Sounds kind of Pac-10-ish, right? But it's not. Bob Chesney is moving us in the Big Ten direction. The issue is this is a pay-to-play system. If the NIL doesn't match, then we're not going to be able to build out the trenches like we need to. That strategy works in September. It works against lighter defenses. It looks great on social media, but in November, in bad weather against teams that lean on you, that's when it stops mattering. You can't throw the ball if the pocket collapses. Now let's talk about what didn't get purchased. Subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, it's 100% free. To really fix the depth issues we talked about in the video I did about the trenches, UCLA probably needed another serious NIL push, specifically for the lines. This is where Bob Chesney is gonna shine next year. He knows already what the trenches need to look like. So fundraising, building more NIL, getting more donors to build out the trenches. Because I'm gonna point out what you already see. Not only do we need trenches, but we still need those other things as well. And when I'm talking about the trenches, I'm not talking about the starters. I'm talking about the insurance behind them. Those 300-pound backups that don't panic when they get thrown in the game. Now, let's be honest with ourselves. Did UCLA have that money? Maybe. But if they did, it didn't go there. Instead, the bet seemed to be, we'll coach our way out of this. Develop lighter guys. Develop younger players. Trust the staff to close that gap. That's not lazy. That's not stupid. It's risky, but it's a possibility that it can work. Because development takes time, and the Big Ten doesn't wait. UCLA is trying to turn potential into protection, and sometimes that works. Let's look at the teams that win this conference. Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon. The one thing they have in common is they pay the trenches tax first. They make sure they have bodies, depth, rotation. Then they worry about the third wide receiver. Right now, this moment, UCLA is doing it the other way around. And I don't blame the coaching staff. I blame the NIL budget. They're working outside in. Maybe that's intentional. Maybe that plan is to attract attention, wake donors up, and fund the foundation later. Let's keep our fingers crossed there. That's the gamble. This depth chart isn't random. It's a receipt. And right now, it shows exactly where the money went. So no, lock in with me, family. This doesn't mean UCLA is doomed. We definitely improved. It's obvious Bob Chesney is doing the best he can with the NIL budget that he has. If the starters stay healthy, this team can be exciting. I mean, dangerous. But if injuries hit the line, we're going to see why foundation matters more than flash. We bought something fast. Now we just got to hope that the road is smooth, because a sports car is not going to hold up trying to go off-road. Lock in with me, family. Talk to me in the comments. This is where we always engage, and this is where we shine. Would you rather have one elite wide receiver or two solid linemen you never have to worry about? And if you missed the video breaking down just how thin the trenches are, you need to make sure you lock in and watch the next video that's coming up tomorrow. If you're part of the family, you already know how we do. If you haven't subscribed yet and you made it this far in the video, then you a UCLA football fan or you love college football. Subscribe to the channel. It's 100% free. UCLA Football TV hosted by West 739. Forza.